The number of coronavirus cases continues to climb. So let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. Let's begin with worldwide. There are more than 1.8 million cases. In the U.S., there are now more than 560,000 and more than 22,000 deaths. Here in San Diego, we do have some good news to report. There were no new deaths reported yesterday. The death toll stands at 45 people. There are also more than 1,800 cases across the county. Meanwhile, workers at Palomar Health, including nurses and caregivers, are speaking out against temporary layoffs amid the coronavirus pandemic. They held a demonstration in Poway just this morning. News 8's Ned Rampur has more on the message they want to get out.
Palomar Health confirming they've had to temporarily lay off more than 220 of their employees. And right now, several nurses and healthcare providers are frustrated over this, protesting because they're confused. Why lay off people now when healthcare providers are needed the most? Among those protesting, Palomar Health registered nurses and members of California Nurses Association and Caregivers and Healthcare Employees Union. And their main point with today's protest in front of the hospital here in Poway is laying off essential healthcare workers is not in line with preparing for a possible surge in COVID-19 patients, which many of them are expecting here in a couple of weeks. They also say these layoffs come on the heels of Palomar Health announcing the opening of a 250-bed FEMA field hospital at their Escondido location. Nurses say FEMA is giving the hospital money to build out the 10th and 11th floors, and they'll be the ones to man that field hospital. And at this point, one critical care nurse we spoke with said it's a scary time for them, so these layoffs add to the uncertainty.
We take care of these patients, we go home to our families. It is scary, and we don't know what is to come, and we don't know the whole extent of what this COVID-19 is. So it is scary, and we just want the community, our nurses, our families, our doctors, everybody to be safe.
We did receive a statement from Palomar Health, and they say in part it is disappointing that some members of the union at Palomar Health have decided to use a global health crisis as a platform to disparage our hospital that our community is depending on right now. They went on to say elective surgeries and outpatient services were suspended on March 18th due to the COVID-19 safety precautions, and this resulted in many nurses and caregivers without any patients to care for. They say 74% of affected staff were from surgery and outpatient departments, and the remaining positions were support roles not directly related to patient care. They say there were no impacts to inpatient bedside care positions. In fact, during an unrelated interview with News 8, a doctor at Palomar said at this point they are at 40% of capacity. Now, you did hear from the nurses who were concerned about a possible surge in patients. Again, they expect that surge to happen in the next couple weeks.